Welcome dear students. In previous class we discussed some introduction part of electric charge, meaning of electric charge and the types of electric charge. We observed there is one example that can be established that there are two types of charges. That example is nothing but a glass rod and a silk cloth rubbing example. From that example we concluded that the like charges always repels and unlike charges always attracts. Now in today's class we are going to discuss the origin of a charge. Origin of a charge. We already know the meaning of electric charge, but actually where the electric charges are present, from where these electric charges are coming from, that one we are going to discuss now. If I take any object, that object is made up of so many atoms. For example, if I consider this pen is also made up of so many atoms. The atom is the smallest unit of this pen. So that we can tell that the smallest unit of all matter is nothing but atom. So that is the basic unit of all matter. Basic unit of all matter. Basic unit of all matter is atom. Now let us see what actually the atom consists of. Atom consists of a central core. This is the central core of an atom, and that central core of an atom is called as a nucleus. Nucleus. This is the central core of an atom. Central core of an atom. And this nucleus is made up of protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons. Actually, the protons has a positive charge. Protons has a positive charge. And these neutrons has no charge. Neutrons has no charge. So that net charge on the nucleus is positive. So that net charge on the nucleus is positive because protons only has the positive charge, neutrons has no charge. So that net charge on the nucleus is positive. And atoms consisting of several orbits. Atoms consist of several orbits. This is the orbit of an atom. And this orbit has some electrons which is revolving around the nucleus in its orbit. And this electron is a negatively charged particle. Electron has negative charge. Electron has a negative charge. Actually, the term electricity was taken from Greek word electron. Greek word electron. That means amber. The meaning of this word is amber. So that the name here it is given as an electron. So this is a single atom. Actually, the single atom consists of the central core which is called as a nucleus. In that nucleus, it consists of protons and neutrons. Protons are positively charged particles and neutrons has no charge. So that net charge on the nucleus is positive. And the atom has several orbits around the nucleus, and that orbit consisting of electrons, and that electrons which is revolving around the nucleus in its orbit, and the electron has a negatively charged particle. So that we can tell that actually the charges are present in an atom. The object made up of there are so many atoms, so that the object also made up of so many charges. So we can tell that charges always present in an object or any material. Then here, by the definition of charge, we know that charge is the physical property of matter. That means charges also has a mass and it occupies space. Now we'll see what is the value of mass of this charged particle. Here charged particle means electrons and protons. But neutrons also has a mass because it is also a one particle, but it does not have any charge, only it has a mass. Let us see what is the values of mass. Here mass of electron that I am taking as Me is nothing but 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. This is the mass of electron. Mass of proton, that is Mp, 1.673 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. And mass of neutron is 1.675 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. If you observe here, mass of electron is very small compared to the proton and neutron, and such a kind of a small amount of masses can be measured using the instrument that is nothing but a mass spectrometer. Mass spectrometer is nothing but it is the instrument which is used to measure the small amount of mass. So that we can tell that actually the atom is present in a substance, and in that atoms actually the charges are present. Now suppose that if total charge, that is nothing but a total negative charge on the electron, is equal to the total positive charge on the proton, then this atom is called as electrically neutral. This is very important. If total negative charge on electron is equal to total positive charge on proton. Then atom, here if total negative charge on electron is equal to total positive charge on proton, then atom is said to be electrically neutral. That means net charge on this atom is 0. For example, if I take an object, actually charges always present in an object. In this object I am taking 4 protons. That means 4 positively charged particles and 4 electrons. That is 4 negatively charged particles. Here if you observe, the total number of protons is equal to the total number of electrons. Or also we can tell that the negative charge on the electron, total negative charge on the electron is equal to the total positive charge on the proton. Then it is electrically neutral. That means net charge on this is equal to 0. So how we can calculate that net charge on this body is 0? That is calculated. See here it is consisting of 4 protons and it is consisting of 4 electrons, but electrons are negatively charged, so that minus 4 electrons. So that net charge plus 4 minus 4, it's like a algebraic sum, so that equal to 0. Then we can tell that this is a electrical neutral, or net charge on a body is equal to 0. Now we will discuss how we can make a body as a positively charged or negatively charged. Dear students, in previous class we discussed one example. That is nothing but a glass rod and a silk cloth example. When I rub a glass rod with the silk cloth, glass rod acquire one kind of charge and silk cloth acquire another kind of charge. But how can we make the body as a charged body? That means there are two kind of charges. There is positive charge and negative charge. We can make one body as a positively charged and another body as a negatively charged. Let us see how we can make the body as a charged body or electrified body. So to get the idea about this, we should remember this point. This is a very important point. The body can be charged. The body can be charged as positively, by transfer or losing electrons. So like that we can charge a body as a positively charged body, and also we can make a body as a negatively charged. How we can make a body as a negatively charged? So the body can be charged. The body can be charged as a negatively by gaining electrons. So like that we can charge a body as a negatively charged body. These 2 points are very important points. So to understand this concept, we will take one example. That is nothing but the solid example. Here I am taking one solid body. So this is a first body I am taking, and another body I am taking, that is another solid body, second body. Actually, in the solids, it is consist of lightly bound electrons. It has a lightly bound electrons. What is the meaning of that? Actually, you know that we have the idea of atom. Atom consists of a central core which is called as a nucleus, that is a positively charged, and it has a protons and neutrons. And around this nucleus it has an orbit, right? In this orbit it consists of electron. Suppose that if you consider this orbit as a outermost orbit or outermost shell, in this outermost shell, in the case of solids, it consists of a tightly bound or lightly bound electrons. That means, suppose that if this electron get a small amount of energy, it is ready to transfer from one body to another body. So that is the meaning. So here also in a first body and second body, it has some charges. So I am considering some charges in first body. So it has 4 positive charge and 4 negative charge, and in second body also it consisting of 4 positive charges and 4 negative charges. But now it is not a charged body. If you observe it here, both the bodies has a charge, but it is not a charged body. Why it is not a charged body? If you observe here, the total number of positive charges is equal to total number of negative charges. So that net charge on a body is equal to 0. In the second body also, it has 4 positive charges and 4 negative charges. Here also net charge on this body is equal to 0. But how can I transfer electron from one body to another body? So we know that the rubbing example. So if I rub first body with the second body, then sure it will be transfer. There will be transfer of electrons takes place from one body to another body. But it is very important that from which body the transfer of electrons takes place. That is very important here. But another thing you should remember that the transfer of electrons only takes place from one body to another body. The transfer of positively charges will not take place from one body to another body, because these positive charges has a more mass compared to the electrons and it requires more energy, and it is also present in nucleus. Actually, nucleus is consisting of protons and neutrons, but between protons and between neutrons and neutrons there is a strong nuclear force in the nucleus, so that these protons or positively charged particles always stuck in nucleus, so that it will not move. Only the electrons will move from one body to another body. Now what I am doing is, I want to make this both the bodies as a charged body or electrified body. That means the net charge on both the bodies should not equal to 0. So the very important point is that from which body the transfer of electrons takes place by rubbing. That is very important here. It is depending on work function of the body. It is very important, work function of the body. Work function. What is the meaning of work function? Work function is nothing but it is the minimum amount of energy required to transfer or emit electron from metal surface. Then it is called as work function. That means these electrons require minimum energy to transfer from one body to another body. That is called as a work function. Actually, especially the work function is more for insulator. Work function is more for insulators. And work function is less for metals. Work function is less for metals. That means that metals require less energy to emit electron from its surface. So here if I take a first body as it has a work function less, work function of first body is less compared to the work function of a second body, then electron will transfer from first body to second body. By rubbing it takes place. If I am going to rub these two bodies, after rubbing we will see that after rubbing the charge of the first body, that is nothing but electron of the first body, will transfer to the second body. So because of transfer of electron from first body to second body, the first body losing one electron and second body will acquire one extra electron. Okay. Similarly, if another body lost, another electron lost in the first body means another electron gained by the second body. So if you observe here, by rubbing, here there are two electrons are lost in the first body. That means here there is a deficiency of charge. And if you observe in the second body, it gained there are two electrons. That means it got there are two extra charged particle, that is negatively charged particle, electrons. Now if you observe in first body, it has there are 4 positively charged particles and 2 negatively charged particles. Now the net charge on the first body is not equal to 0. And if you observe in the second body also, it has 4 positive charges and it has there are 6 negative charges. Here also net charge on a body is not equal to 0. Now I can tell that both the bodies are charged. But which kind of charges are present? Now that one we will see. See here, in first body, how much charge it has? So by calculation we see it has there are 4 positive charges plus 4 protons. And it has 2 electrons. Electrons are negatively charged, that means minus 2 electrons. So that the net charge on the first body is nothing but plus 4 minus 2. That is nothing but 2 protons. It has 2 protons. And here in the second body, if you observe, it has 4 protons and there are 6 electrons, minus 6. Therefore, net charge on the second body is nothing but plus 4 minus 6. That is nothing but minus 2 electrons. So that I can tell that in the first body it has 2 protons and second body it has 2 electrons. So that I can tell first body is a positively charged body and second body is a negatively charged body. here very important thing is work function of the object is very important. Which object has a less work function, then from that object transfer of electrons takes place, because in that object it requires a small amount of energy to transfer of an electron from one body and one body to another body. So in today's class we discussed the origin of a charge and where actually the charges are present, and what is the meaning of atom and what actually the atom consists of, and also we discussed how we can charge a body. That is also we discussed the body can be charged as positively by transfer or losing an electrons. Similarly, we can charge a body as negatively by gaining the electrons. Okay, so that is about charging a body and origin of charge.